Does anyone else just get like seriously obsessed the second the leaves start changing colors? I want pumpkin coffee. I want pumpkin candy. I want pumpkin everything. I want pumpkin candles. I want pumpkin body wash and spray. Everything. I'm just 100% embracing a stereotypical white girl, and I love every bit of it. I'm also drinking pumpkin coffee right now. I'll probably cut out the shots of me constantly drinking this, but you'll probably see my cup move a lot. Here, then here, then here, then back here, then here, possibly up here a little bit. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I knew absolutely nothing about for quite a long time. I had no idea what it was. I YouTubed it, I researched it. I still barely know what it is, but I'm doing it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it today. Baby-led weaning. This is the book I bought after someone told me you should probably buy the book if you want to do it. I have not read the whole thing. I haven't. I've read the key points, the rules, the do's, the don'ts, and I looked at the cute pictures of babies in it. And after that, my kid kind of figured it out by himself. So if you want to get the book, get the book. If you want to read the book, read the whole thing. If you don't want to read the points that I did, or watch this video. So, to get to the really quick points, what is baby-led weaning? Baby-led weaning is basically skipping purees. No purees, no feeding your baby, no spoon feeding. So basically, baby-led is they choose the foods they eat, they pick it up themselves, they put it in their mouths, they eat it. They decide what to eat, how much to eat, and when they're done eating. You don't feed them at all. You put the food on their plate or their high chair and they eat it. So because there's no purees, you go right to solids. So they suggest cutting foods into like sticks or spears. So when I fed him, banana was his very first food, I cut a banana in half and then half again. So it was about, I don't know, the length of my finger, actually about right, perfect size of my finger. And he would grab onto it, put it in his mouth, and he would chew on it. Then you can use, I used cucumber right away. I gave him sticks of ham right away. Raw carrots, he loves just gnawing on a raw carrot. Pretty much anything that you can cut into a longer spear or a bigger piece. We suggest waiting for the signs of readiness, which include like being able to sit up on their own, not thrusting their tongue out, being able to pick things up and bring it to their mouths, which William does, and just a general interest in food. So when William was 4 months old, I was like, okay, it's time to start feeding him solids. So my pediatrician recommended to start giving him fortified cereal and the purees right around 3 to 4 months old. So that's when I started, because at first that was the only way I assumed you could feed a baby. Like that's the way I was fed, that's the way my brother was fed, that's the way my niece was fed, that's the way all my friends fed their babies. It's purees. You see them in the stores, you see them in the jars. That's normal. That's how you feed your baby. I had planned on making my own baby food, and I did for a little bit, but like that was normal to me. I didn't even know there was another way to introduce food to your child. So one day I was looking on Instagram, and a girl that I went to high school with had a baby a couple weeks before I had William. She had posted a picture of her little boy eating a stick of a cucumber and a stick of ham. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? You're gonna kill your baby. She was like, okay, everyone, like it's called baby-led weaning. If anyone wants to know more, just let me know. So I was like, yep, want to know more, right here. So I just messaged her. I was like, hey, what's baby-led weaning? Please tell me about it. So she said the same thing. Here are some links. Here's, go buy the book. She said, my pediatrician recommended it. And I was like, oh, well, okay then. So I started reading into it, and since that moment, my life has completely changed as far as feeding my child. So I read the book, I looked at lots of YouTube videos. There wasn't a lot of YouTube information on it, so that's kind of the reason I wanted to do this video, was to do like my experiences and what I thought of it and like the premises behind it. But there wasn't a lot of information about it, and it's so unknown. Like to this day, I still get people like staring at me like, what are you doing? You're gonna kill your kid. Kind of like I did. I thought that kid was gonna die. He was gonna choke, he was gonna suffocate. So that's kind of like the looks that I get from my child now. So I wanted to make a video to get it out there, so even so my family can watch, because, well, people ask me, and I don't have time to like truly sit down and go, this is what baby-led weaning is, this is why it's good, this is why I'm doing it, this is why I'm not doing purees. I didn't have time for that. Now I do. This will be the video. I'll be like, here's my video, stop judging me about my child. My first thought when I saw that picture of the other child, and when I researched more into baby-led weaning, is your kid is going to choke. And that's still one of my fears, obviously. But in order to understand why he won't choke, you kind of have to go through the process of learning to eat through traditional weaning, which is the puree feeding. From the moment your child is born up until they have solid foods, the only thing they know is suck and swallow. I teach breastfeeding for a living, so when a nipple or a bottle goes into the mouth, it goes to the very, very far back of the throat. It almost hits right before their gag reflex. And all they know is back of the throat, suck, swallow. That's the only thing they know for the first 4 to 6 months of life, depending on when you start introducing solids. So that's the first thing they learn. In traditional weaning, the next step is you get a spoon with some puree, you put the spoon in their mouth. Because babies have such a small mouth, I don't think parents realize how far the spoon that you put in their mouth actually goes in. It does actually go quite far back into the mouth. So when you start spoon feeding the baby, it's the exact same thing. Spoon goes into the mouth to the back of the throat, and they suck the food off the spoon and they swallow it. And that is their same instinct they have from day one of life up until like 8 months or so. In traditional weaning, that's when you start introducing lumpy purees or the minced purees. And it's very common at this stage in life for the kids to be like, what the heck did you do to my food? Why is there lumps in it? I don't want it. Get it out. And it's very common for the kids to not want it. And that is the moment where you realize that texture is a huge thing to kids. They like it soft, they like it creamy, they like their milk smooth, they like their food smooth, and now all of a sudden there's lumps in it and they're super confused. That is actually why traditional weaning has a high incidence of choking, because they've had these smooth textures their entire lives, and now all of a sudden there's lumps in it, and the only thing they know is suck and swallow. So all of a sudden they're trying to swallow this massive piece of food, and now they're going to choke on it. So they have to learn out of nowhere to chew their food, and they've never had to chew before, so they don't understand, why do I have to chew it? Why can't I just swallow? They have shown through research and the book I read that traditional weaning can cause picky eaters due to texture and taste. So with traditional weaning, they learn suck, swallow, and then freak out because all of a sudden there's lumps. In baby-led weaning, it's different. They learn from the start that they put the food in their mouth. So they take a stick of a cucumber and they put it in their mouth. The first thing they do is put it way too far in and they gag on it. And that's actually exactly what you want in the first stages of baby-led weaning. You want them to gag on everything because they're developing their gag reflex. Something that is in traditional weaning is not that well developed. So in the first couple weeks, all they do is gag on things. So then they start to learn, okay, don't put it that far in my mouth. So then they stop doing it. And by that point, their gag reflex is on point, like it's great. So the next thing they start to learn is to chew it. So because they don't have the muscles and coordination in their mouth to actually get the food to the back of their throat. That's something they learn way later. So the first thing they learn is gag reflex. After that, they learn to chew. The first thing they do is they put it in their mouth, they start chewing it. And that's what William did for the first month and a half, is just chew things. So that's why it's really important with baby-led weaning is to not put the food in their mouth. The second you put the food in their mouth, you're gonna put it too far back. Even if you're just holding it like this, they're gonna go forward and they're gonna get it too far back, and their instinct is to swallow, just like they do with the milk. So they learn to chew, and then they get coordinated enough in their chewing ability to bring the food to the back of their mouth. So by the time they do get it back there, it's already chewed and it's a safe amount to swallow. So that is why that with baby-led weaning, there's actually a smaller risk of choking. Basically, the best part for me for baby-led weaning is whatever I make for me and Danny is exactly what William's gonna eat. I don't have to blend it. I don't have to sit there and spoon feed him while my dinner gets cold. I get to eat a hot meal with my husband at every single meal with our child right beside us. So baby-led weaning teaches your kid dinner time. You sit with a family at the table and you have dinner. It's a fun thing. And so they sit and they have fun and they eat. So the first thing William ate when he was 5.5 months old was bananas, and then he had sweet potato fries, which I made. Cucumber he loves, carrots he loves. He had ham, which he loves. I try not to give ham too much because it's very salty. You can pretty much give them anything. The biggest no-nos for baby-led weaning is no whole nuts, because obviously you can't chew those without teeth. The other thing you're not supposed to do is no honey till they're 1. There is bacteria in honey, whether it's cooked or not, that lives in it and it's very deadly to children. Another big question that a lot of people have is, well, they don't have teeth, how are they gonna chew? William is 7 months old, he has no teeth. That kid chews. Their gums are strong. Don't even worry about teeth. They don't need them. I will cook him carrots and he'll mush them. But I'll also give him a raw carrot and he'll just gum on that. He doesn't have the strength to actually eat a raw carrot yet, but if I give him a raw piece of cucumber, he gums it. He can't bite through the flesh of it yet, but he gets lots of the juices out, lots of the nutrients out. I try to spice things exactly how I would spice them for me and Danny, minus the really spicy ones. Like I don't put hot sauce on William's stuff, and I don't put a whole crap load of paprika or cayenne pepper on it, but I do try and spice it the same way that I would spice it. So that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I answered most of your questions. I feel like I could talk about this topic for hours if anyone asks me about it. I just continue to blab on about how much I love it. So hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully this answered some of your questions. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and hit the subscribe button down below. I will link my vlogging channel down below as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!